Well, hello Internet, and welcome to part 5, the final metaprogramming tutorial video. Here I'm going to go over specifically what we value, how we see ourselves as well. Again, if you did not watch the previous tutorial, you should definitely watch that, otherwise you're going to be completely confused. Like all the previous tutorials, I tell you what my metaprogram is for each specific style, I tell you how I make decisions, then I go over all the other different ways of making decisions. Remember, there's no really wrong way to make decisions, and then I go over the questions to ask to find out how you personally make decisions or people that you are questioning. I'm going to go over the value style. They're either survival, security, affection, belonging, self-esteem, or achievement. I value personal achievement above all else, followed closely by survival. Obviously, everyone will value security and survival, otherwise you wouldn't exist, or you would have an insufferable life. Saying that I still value achievement because I'm of the belief that a life simply lived isn't worth much. I don't mean that in a mean way. Just a personal opinion, not a judgment. Remember, I'm forcing myself to be completely honest to you here. I'm telling you exactly how I work, whether it's positive or negative. All the other values are self-explanatory. These are the values that drive a person through life. Some people wake up and think, today I'm going to do whatever I need to find someone to give me affection. Others change their presentation so that they can feel a stronger sense of self-esteem or belonging. To find this style, ask, what do you value most in life? Or name the most significant moment in your life and then apply them to the above. Then you come to how people relate to others, meaning either that they are resistant or compliant. I used to be compliant to orders, but now I find myself quite resistant to them. The reason is that at some point I realized that my beliefs were just as important as everyone else on earth. And also, it's my personal belief that nobody is superior to anyone else on all subjects. This is how a resistant mind works, by the way. There are no incorrect styles, just people that follow a certain style because of past life experiences. The compliant person believes that the person in charge probably has good advice, or they wouldn't hold a higher position than themselves. Hence, it is in their best interest to follow what the boss says because he or she is probably right. To find the style, just ask, how do you think and feel when you are told to do something by your boss? Then we come to self-esteem, meaning either high or low. I've previously covered a lot about this because self-esteem is extremely important. I have high self-esteem. By self-esteem, I mean how a person values themselves. Do we see ourselves as being skillful, intelligent, worthwhile, and having abilities that make us feel special and important? Self-esteem can be dramatically affected by whether we perform an immoral act. Thankfully, I've been given the opportunity to act as a moral person throughout my life. A person with low self-esteem is not aware of their competencies. They don't think there is anything specifically important about themselves, and if you would like to change this belief, one needs to diligently search for those abilities that make them important. And if they build a large enough list, they will reach a point in which their self-esteem improves. This is just how simple it is to improve self-esteem. To find the style, just ask, do you see yourself as an important person? If they blow you off or place a conditional statement in their response, they probably have low self-esteem. They also will have a hard time looking you in the eye. Then you have confidence and skill type, being either low or high. I have a high level of confidence in my overall skill set. I have come to grips with the fact that unlike many people, I'm not very worldly, but instead I'm very good at a few things. Most people are aware of a little about a ton of things. Here I'm definitely the opposite, but I'm comfortable with that. Remember, no style is superior. Others will have low confidence in their skills in much the same way as those who have low visions of themselves or low self-esteem. These people are unaware of their special skills. They can increase their confidence by making a list, just as we previously talked about. And to find the style, ask, if you were to list those skills you do well, would the list be long or short? And you have the identifying styles, meaning either thinker, feelers, body type, spirited, or job type people. I definitely see myself as a thinker. When you ask someone to describe themselves, they will identify their style instantly. I would describe myself as a professional book report writer, just to be quite simple. Others may say they help people, care for kids, or that they are a mother. These are the feeler types. Body people will describe what they look like and talk about exercise. Spiritual types will talk about the power of religion. And finally, others will state that they are secretaries, carpenters, or bankers. To find the style, just simply ask a person to describe themselves to me, and you'll find out how that person sees themselves. This is really powerful information, by the way. Then you have integrity style, being either congruent or incongruent. We all want to be good people and have values and a definition of what it means to have integrity. I have a congruent integrity style in that I luckily have never been pushed to act against my word or to harm my own personal integrity. Others have been forced to act outside of their own personal beliefs. They struggle staying congruent with these beliefs and will have other issues in life that they are unaware of and also are unaware that were caused by the fact that they ignored their own personal values and beliefs. To find out what type of person you're dealing with, ask them, do you have an issue with living up to your own personal values? Then you have time styles being either past, present, or future. I live in the present. I made a personal choice to never get too high on the good things or too low with the bad. I also keep myself so busy I don't have much time to remember what happened or what may occur in the future. Others find great comfort in remembering past experiences. They value history and the lessons learned. They strive to help people make the right decisions and avoid mistakes. They are often also of the feeling persuasion. The future thinkers are always dreaming about the future and what is coming. Their dreams are extremely important to them and their major motivating factor. They may, however, have trouble finding that ideal future if they can't find times to plan for it today. To find the style, ask, what do you think most about the past, present, or future? Then we come to how a person perceives the passage of time, meaning either around or through themselves. I see time as occurring around me. I sort everything in order, procedures, recipes, books, systems, and being on time. Others see the past as behind them and the future in front. They're stuck in the now and may not pay attention or have trouble with organization. They're comfortable with randomness, creativity, and new things. To find the style, ask, think an event that occurred in the past, today, and in the future. Now point in the direction of your future. You can do this right now as you're listening to this. If you point to the side or up, you are of the around style. If you point instead forward, you are of the through style. Then we come to how people store memories, meaning whether they are either random or sequenced. I can access all of my memories randomly without a timeline. I just bounce around in my head real quickly. I compare events that occurred at different times to each other. Others move through their memories in a highly structured manner. They may have trouble accessing memories because they have to jump back and relive the entire event in order, and then, if they jump to the wrong event, repeat the process all over again. To find the style, pay attention when you ask the previous question that I covered whenever we were talking about the passage of time. If when you ask somebody this, it seems that it takes them a while to answer and that they don't give you an instant result, they store memories more than likely sequentially. Then we come to how people deal with difficulty, meaning though they remain stable or unstable. I have a stable relationship with difficulties. I know if I think back on past life events that I've had some events occur to me that seemed unbearable, especially at the time. And even though they were unbearable, I made it through and now never think of them at all today. For that reason, I think that process will continue in the future. Other people live completely in the moment. They are greatly excited by good things and unstable when approached by a bad event. At best, these unstable people will feel insecure. At worst, they will feel depressed, throw tantrums, or lash out at others. To find the style, ask, think about a future distressing situation or problem. What comes to mind? If they talk about how they'll solve the problem you're dealing with, a stable person. If they talk about feelings and distress, they may be unstable. Then you come to the guilt style, being whether a person is a rule follower or a rule bender. I follow the rules and have a strong sense of right and wrong. Even when I have nobody watching me, I find it nearly impossible to goof off or avoid getting work done. If taken too far, this style could produce a workaholic or a hermit that won't do anything. A rule bender may act without regard to moral standards. They will avoid rules, ethics, and obligation. At worst, a rule bender may become a sociopath that creates criminal acts and loses complete regard for what is right. To find the style, ask, when you think about breaking the rules in the past, what thoughts and feelings did you have once you realized you broke the rules? If they don't seem to care, then you know you're dealing with a rule bender. Have how people see cause and effect. I think people have a tendency to simplify cause and effect. I believe to find a solution, you must deeply study that which is immediately known, but also look for the unknown. I follow the many cause style. Some people think that life is random and that there is no real reason why anything happens. It just happens. On the other end of the spectrum, you have those who believe there is a way to quantify all causes and effects. These are the scientist types. Those with the responsibility style will have a difficult time thinking about anything without inserting themselves into the formula. They will use statements such as, well, when I was in school. On the other hand, others feel as if they play no role in society. They think that there are odd powers at work and may give power to causes that have little to do with the final effects. If those who think they play no role become more disassociated, they may start to think forces not of this world control everything. They will grow very superstitious and even develop obsessive compulsions. Finally, many other people just distrust any proof of the existence of cause and effect. They feel that others are misleading them and should never just trust that something occurred because of some other event. To find the style, ask, when you think about why you have the job that you do, explain that, and then apply to the types above. Well, if you survived through the entire thing, you know every single thing there is to know about me, or at least how my brain processes information. And I hope you find this tutorial useful. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Till next time.